Good morning, my friends. It is a beautiful day to get some things done in the garden that I have been neglecting, so that is the plan for the day today. I've got some grass where the beds were, where the new beds are, and so I gotta pull some grass, and I'm gonna deadhead a few things and just kind of get a few things set up. So this springtime, I've got zero maintenance happening, and then or less maintenance, and then I also want to move our fountain that we had in the very back. So not this one right here, not the lion one, but the one that I got from Amazon. It was like 200 bucks, and it's been one of my favorite little features that we have in the garden. So it was in the very back, but it was splashing, and there was just so much like overspray from it that it was starting to stain our fence because we have such hard water here. So we're gonna move it somewhere that it fits perfectly, that I don't have to worry about like overspray, spillage. It can spill and it won't be an issue. I'm still gonna reconnect it back up to drip, but I just want it somewhere that it's going to be more like hands off, and I don't have to continue to refresh the fence every single year. So we're gonna move fountains and do a little bit of cleanup today. Easy day. Let's get to it. Well, let me show you the fountain in case you forgot. So right back here, I used to have this fountain right back here, and it's not it. It wasn't, it was beautiful there, but the hard water on the fence just was so bad. So we decided to move it. You can see like the white on the like pickets right there. That's actually from the hard water. We just forgot to paint that one section, but it's fine. Anyways, we're moving it. So we did pull it out, and I'm thinking that I want to just come over this way. Sorry. And I want to just put it in this bed. I'm thinking I might just like plop it in like right there. I think that that would be really pretty, and it would add some water sounds back here. And when it was all the way back here, it was nice. You could hear the water sounds, but it was a little muffled. And so I'm thinking here it will be really nice, and you'll be able to hear it like all the way around the property. So we're gonna get that moved today, and then do some cleanup. And you can see, look at how many branches the willow has dropped. It does this every year, but as it gets bigger and bigger, it just continues to drop more and more branches. So they are absolutely all over the garden right now. I have some cleanup I need to do, like all the grass that's inside this bed. I want to get all of that pulled, and all down there. I really want to get all of that pulled too. It's pretty bad. There's a lot of grass everywhere. So I really want to get this all cleaned up. That's kind of my other goal for the day, is right in here. And then there's some Japanese anemone coming up, and then all of the grass along the edge in there. So we got our work cut out for us. Let's get to it. This is perfect. I love this being here. It still pops up against the black fence over there. It fits perfectly in this bed. I do expect it to continue to just settle in this area because all of this soil is so fresh. and it's not compact yet. So I expect some settling to happen, which will be fine, meaning that it's gonna lean and I'll have to continue to fix it, which can totally happen. But I'm just very, very happy with that. And it'll be so nice to have the sound of water right here, because right here is where there's gonna be a dining area. And so you'll be able to sit here, have a like nice soft sound of water. I think I'm gonna get these things off of Amazon because this has kind of a large splash. So I'll report back to you. I'm gonna get these things that they sit at the very top here, and then it has a string that goes down and it makes it so it reduces some of the splash. So I'm gonna order those and then I will report back to you guys if it actually lessens the splash. But I really, really love this. And I don't know, at the price point that it was at, I didn't think it was a bad price at all. It does look like natural stone, which is really nice, but it's not. It's very, very light. It's like a fiberglass or something like that. And it has sat out all winter, but our winters here are very, very mild. Okay, now let's do the fun part and do some weeding that desperately, desperately needed to happen. Oh gosh, let's get to weeding. Okay, I lied, just kidding. We're going to be doing a little bit of planting. How beautiful are these? So these are a Scabiosa, or a pinned cushion flower, and they are the blue butterfly. And you guys, I love Scabiosa anything. These are not great for like cut flowers. These ones don't really typically last in that, but I do grow a lot of Scabiosa for cut flowers, and I really like the seed heads. So this is one that is done blooming, and the seed heads are really, really fun on these. So I picked up 3 of these way too long ago, and I should have gotten them planted, but I didn't. So these are a perennial. They are a perennial for zones 3 through 9. So they do usually come back for me every single year. This one, like I said, this is a perennial Scabiosa. You can do the annual one, which I love to grow, and those ones are perfect for cut flowers. And this one is just beautiful for in the landscape. And this one does attract a ton of pollinators. I usually see hummingbirds on this one, butterflies and bees all over this. The hummingbirds like it because they kind of have like slightly tubular shaped flowers. So they're like slightly tubular shaped. And so the hummingbirds really do like them a lot. I've got 3 of them, full sun. I'm not going to fertilize these because where they're going is into like a ton of brand new compost. So I'm not going to fertilize these guys. They really don't need it. They do totally fine in just crummy soil, but they are, I don't want to say that they're like drought tolerant because they're not drought tolerant, but they're slightly water wise. So they don't need a ton of water, but they definitely do need water to them, especially where we're at. I give them a decent amount of water, but they don't need to be like overwatered or anything like that. So I really love these. They get, what is it, like 15 inches tall and wide. Yeah, so about 15 inches tall and wide, and this thing is just gonna, starting now, it's gonna just produce blooms, and it's gonna produce blooms until we get a frost, and then it'll die back, and it'll come back for me every single year. So we're gonna plant 3 of these, and this is gonna be the first plant that's going in the jelly beans, and I'm very, very excited because I love Scabiosa. It's one of my favorites that I've ever grown. I plan to grow a bunch more this year, but I want to grow the annual kind, and then I'm excited to add a couple of the perennial kind. And the perennial usually comes in this color. This is the most like common color that you'll find, but you can find it in other colors. So let's get these planted instead of pulling weeds. And just like that, the first plants in the jelly beans are in. That is so exciting. Okay, I've got about 1 million more plants to get in there, and I don't even have the plants. Soon we will have plants to get in there. Let's get to weeding now. Somebody stole my pot. What do you have? This is ridiculous. So, almost done with pulling the weeds. I just have this little section here to do. I got most of this done. Brent got his section done over there, and he's going to actually take these pieces right here that I pulled out because I had a lot of like really nice pieces of grass, and he is going to fill in our grass over here anywhere that we have some holes. So while I finish this, he's going to take those pieces and go fill that in. Okay, well, I got my side fully weeded, and Brent got his side weeded, and then we sifted through and we pulled out any pieces of grass that looked like it still had some good roots to it. Like this piece probably could go. It's got like, you know, a decent amount of roots, and it's got some good grass on top. So this could be one that I could pop over there, and it'll just kind of help start filling in some of those holes a little bit. So I'll sift through this a little bit more, but I think I got most everything. I do plan to come in and pull all of this grass here also. I'm either going to spray it, or well, I am going to spray, but I'm going to hand pull a good chunk of it. There's a lot of Bermuda grass. When I start getting to the Bermuda grass areas, I will spray all of that. But I know like a lot of that area right there up to this is all good grass like this. So I will hand pull those, and I will just transplant them over to the lawn so we have beautiful lawn. And these should root relatively quickly and be able to take off because they've got like nice healthy roots. You can see I'm trying to get a good amount of them out of there, but it is nice to see these beds all cleaned up. And then I've got the fountain working, so that bed's all cleaned up, and the fountain looks great over there, and it's all coming together. So I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to spray with because I'm sure I'm going to get a lot of questions. What am I going to use to spray? I'm not 100% certain. I do want to spray the more tough areas. I don't want to completely spray everywhere because I've got the roots from the willow tree, but this section here, there's a lot of Bermuda grass, and so I do want to spray. If you've got suggestions on what to use to spray, let me know. I'm talking with a couple of people right now about what to use on Bermuda grass. I really want to try to combat it. The plan is to hand pull the grass out that I want to keep, and then I'm going to spray something, and then I'm going to use black landscape fabric, the professional grade, not just the like plasticky stuff. I'm going to use like real landscape fabric, which is what I used for the cut flower garden that I did. So that'll be over here on the walkway, and then we're going to do a road base, and then we're going to do gravel on top of that. So it will be very thick, but I just don't want to deal with the Bermuda grass coming up through that and then coming up and working its way, because then it'll be a real pain in the butt. So I do want to spray a little bit. I don't plan to spray everywhere, just because, like I said, I don't want it to hurt the roots of the willow tree or anything. So if you have suggestions, let me know. I am still doing research, so I'm not exactly 100% certain on what I'm going to use to spray, but we will be spraying here. I'm not opposed to spraying. Do it in smaller quantities rather than larger quantities. That's why we're going to be selective about where we do spray. So anyways, I hope that you guys enjoyed the video. I feel like we got a lot done today. It was a very good day, and it's 75 degrees and the mosquitoes are out full force here, which is insane. So thanks for visiting our garden, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye guys.